What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Happy Friday, everyone. Today is the 12th, April 12th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that said, let's get right to it. So starting off, there isn't really any data points today that's going to be moving the market. Rather, it is bank earnings. So in reality, I don't feel like all of them have fully completed or concluded their calls and whatnot yet. But tentatively, Wells Fargo is somewhat stagnant. JP Morgan is selling off. So I'm going to go over all the things that you need to know. As of right now, the fear and greed index is a little bit higher in comparison to yesterday. So when I was doing my pre-market video yesterday, it did dip to, I think, 50, 52, something like that. So there was some optimism near the second half of the day. That's kind of recovered right here. But still, beside the point though, there's a lot of fear in the broader market. And you can kind of just tell based off of the overall volume. So yesterday, a lot of stocks were even like not even half of their averages. So just the amount of money getting into the equity market is starting to diminish. And interestingly enough, a lot of the stocks that I'm bringing up right now have hardly any volume. So again, take that into consideration. Starting off, SOFI, no specific news for it today, no SEC filings, nothing like that. Shorts aren't doing anything so far today. 16.88% of the free float is being shorted, and that works out to be 167.58 million shares. No doubtably, you will see shorts double down or probably increase their position today and try to get it below that 750. Obviously, that's associated to options, and that's been a very common practice due to manipulation and linked to manipulation with SOFI. So just kind of anticipate that. Right now, pre-market, it is at 757, so down 0.92%. So essentially, you'll want to watch for that, I guess, options resistance level or whatever else get pushed below that. And then aside from that, 764 is a resistance point, and then $7.36 will be that next strong support. So kind of just stay tuned. In my opinion, I feel like it is going to be between this pivot point and that self-made resistance point. That's where it's going to land because market makers don't want to cover, I think, the 20,000 or 22,000 in open interest at that 750. Could be wrong. Moving on, JP Morgan is down 3.22%, though. So they are one of the ones that are unveiling their earnings today. They're not doing all that much, and plus it's not really heavily shorted, so 0.74%. And I find this interesting point is brick and mortar banks are just not heavily shorted. So it's funny how Wall Street considers SOFI a bank, but based on a lot of the metrics and everything else, it is not a bank. It has a lot of resemblances to that, but I don't know. Wall Street just absolutely hates SOFI on a side note. But getting back over here, so JP Morgan right now is down 3.74% based off of this, and with it at $188 and change, it just broke below this S1. So in theory, you can anticipate 184 being the next strong support, and then it's probably going to be flirting with this S1 right now, so we'll just have to wait and see whether it does kind of close below that, or at least opens above or below that. In my opinion, I feel like it will probably stay above this within this range, so this S1 to the pivot, but I could be wrong. Let me know your thoughts on that. An interesting point though, I just wanted to bring up this company right here. So this was on my radar for a while now, and a lot of Chinese stocks, or I guess Chinese linked stocks, are going up. So even though Coupang, if I'm saying that right, is based out of the States right here, they do service a lot of Asia. So they're basically like the Amazon for Asia. So in reality, it's getting a boost up because of that. And obviously I say Asia, but I think it's just primarily South Korea. But still, beside the point though, you can kind of read through what they do and everything else. That yeah, I think this company is very interesting. I did buy a little bit when it was at $15 because that was crazy of a sell-off, and I think I should probably have bought more. But beside the point though, I do feel that this company does need to go up just based on a correction, and a lot of money is actually getting into it today. So again, that could be something kind of positive. But beside the point, there isn't any recent news. So last one was on the 5th, and for SEC filings, it looks like April the 5th was the last 8K. And so yeah, it's kind of just getting that piggybacking momentum from the broader market right now. It isn't that heavily shorted, so 2.63% of the free float is being shorted. If you compare it to Amazon, yes, it's like 10 times the amount, but whatever, it is what it is. 33.09 million shares overall are being shorted, and utilization is 3.8%. If you are looking at trading this with it right now at $20.67, it is between this R2 and this R3. So in comparison, you can already tell it is doing very good over this last little bit. So $20.74 will be that next strong target, essentially. So if it does get above that, then this is where it will be outside the Bollinger Band. So it is considered overbought somewhat. But again, as some corrections are starting to happen across different sectors, sometimes it's justified for some regard, but still something to keep in mind that most likely throughout the day, it is going to settle probably right below this by the end. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Aside from all that fun jazz, so $19.81 will be that next strong support if in case there is a pullback. And I know I'm only covering, 3 stocks, something like that. That's all the crazy amount of volume. Everything else is just nothing really standing out to me to even bring up. So all in all, I think right now you just have to stay tuned for what happens with a lot of the big banks. Like I said, Citi, BlackRock, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, and many others. So let me know your thoughts on the stocks I just brought up in the comments below. What are you watching? Are you buying anything? Or are you just wanting to kind of take the day off? Like volume, like I said, on a lot of the broader market is very low today, so clearly people just want to take a break. I'm not really sure. And one final thing, make sure you guys take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 7 fractional shares of the Mag 7, so a $35 total value. That's a pretty good return on investment just for throwing $100 at the account. So take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.